that the U.S. plans to impose. And we're hearing tonight from officials that this is going to be the full package. These are the swift and severe sanctions that the president has been promising for some time. We expect that to include export controls, restrictions on certain technologies that can be imported into Russia. We also expect the president to announce sanctions on additional financial institutions and on additional members of Vladimir Putin's inner circle. And so this has been what the president has been warning about really for months. He applied those limited sanctions earlier in this week, but he promised at that point that if Russia escalated, he would escalate as well. And so that is what we expect to hear from the president tomorrow. But tonight, we're told that the president is huddling with members of his national security team, obviously keeping a very close eye on this. Something we should note, the president, of course, had hoped that these sanctions would be a deterrent. It's clear tonight that the deterrent didn't work out. The president said in a statement that Jill, the First Lady Jill Biden, and I are praying for the brave and proud people of Ukraine. Michael.
Kevin Liptak, thanks so much. Let's go to Fred Plykin in the Belgorod region of Russia and give us a sense of what's going on the ground where you are, Fred.
Hi there, Michael. Well, the Belgorod region is, of course, right across from the border from Kharkiv, which apparently was one of the main targets of some of the fire that's been coming from here, from the Russian side. Of course, Kiev also as well. And what we witnessed when this operation started, right around the time when we just saw Matthew Chance there, started hearing those impacts in Kiev, is that we started hearing a lot of outgoing fire coming here from Belgorod. We've been reporting about it over the past couple of weeks, that the Russians have been amassing forces here, which saw a lot of armor pour into the region, but apparently also amassing artillery here and also some longer distance rockets as well. One of our producers, Uliana Pavlova, she actually saw some of those rocket salvos being fired towards Ukrainian territory, and we heard it several times. We also heard what we believe were larger rockets that may have been launched as well. Of course, one of the things, Michael, that we've been talking about is that the Russians had also brought the Iskander-M medium-range missile system into this area and other areas close to Ukraine as well. That has a very long range, is a very powerful and also a very dangerous weapon as well. So it certainly appears as though Belgorod, where I am right now, is one of the main hubs that the Russians are using to launch these attacks. But on the other hand, it's also become clear throughout the night, as we've been reporting, that this is an extremely widespread attack. You were talking about it. There was that CCTV video of troops crossing the border on a border crossing between Ukraine and Belarus. That was one of the things that had always been hanging in the air, whether or not Russian forces would also invade Belarus. I was actually at exercises last week in Belarus with the Russian and Belarusian militaries, where I asked Belarusian strongman Alexander Lukashenko about the possibility of that happening, and he laughed it off. He said, "Do you really believe that we're going to invade Ukraine from Belarus?" Well, now it certainly appears as though that does seem to be happening. As far as some of those other possible ground invasions, we don't have confirmation yet about where Russian forces may have also crossed the border. But one thing I can tell you, Michael, is from having been in this region, really having gone down from the south near Donetsk all the way up to here to north of Ukraine to Belgorod, we did see some encampments that we saw that appeared to be Russian special forces, which would no doubt be the first ones that would go on if there was a larger ground invasion. Certainly one of the other things that, for instance, our Jim Sciutto is reporting, the U.S. believes that airstrikes could be used to try and soften up the battlefield to then obviously make it easier for Russian forces to invade. But by and large, what we see is this is a large-scale operation, a widespread operation, and certainly one that's being carried out by a lot of Russian forces with a lot of firepower, Michael.